The Supreme Court overturned a lower court from Southern California's decision. This is what we're talking about today on The Drive. Let's get into it. So, the Supreme Court overruled the decision of one of the lower courts in Southern California. Now, the lower court in Southern California decided that ICE shouldn't be able to do what they call rover patrols, going around Southern California and in LA and questioning people of Latino background about their citizenship status. Now, the lower court said, nope, you can't do this. Absolutely not. But the Supreme Court overturned that. And now ICE is able to do their job in LA and Southern California once more. And they're able to do these rover patrols where they can question people based on their ethnic background, based on the fact that they're Latinos. Now, proponents of this basically are upset because they say it's racial profiling and things of that nature, and it's unfair to the Latino community that lives in LA. Now, we have to get rid of the criminals in our country somehow, so I think ICE should be able to question people based on them being Latino and ask them about their citizenship. Is it a little bit harassing? Well, yeah, it's harassing for us when we get on an airplane and we have to take off our shoes. It's harassing when we have to have our bags searched. But we allow that for safety and for security reasons on our planes and our airports. So why is it any different for the ICE agents that are out trying to find the illegal aliens and the people that have committed crimes in our country and deport them? Why is it so much different for them to base it on the people being Latino? It only makes sense. Now, is there harassing for the people that are here legally? Well, yeah, a little bit. It's an inconvenience, just like us being inconvenienced when we have to take off our shoes at an airport. But it's for the greater good, and it's for the greater safety of our country. And it's better overall for our country. We want the people that are here illegally, we want them to be deported, especially if they've committed crimes. My opinion on the whole illegal alien thing is, if you've been here for 10 years, you haven't committed any crimes, then I feel our government should make it easier for those people to become permanent residents of our country and allow them to stay. But likewise, if you've committed a crime and you've been here illegally, then you need to go. Okay? If you committed a felony in our country and you're here illegally, then you deserve to get deported, and you should be deported, in my opinion. Now, this isn't the only court case that is out there. Since President Trump has been elected, time and time again, the lower courts across our country, in particular in the liberal districts, have opposed everything that our president, Donald Trump, has done. And they've been using our court system to try to stop Donald Trump and our president from doing the things he wants to do to make our country better. I think this is ridiculous, and I think it's a total waste of time, and I think it's a total waste of taxpayer dollars. These judges keep opposing everything Donald Trump does just because they oppose Donald Trump, not because there's any constitutionality in what they're doing. They're basically just opposing him. And then it has to go to the Supreme Court for it to be overturned. Meanwhile, what our president is wanting to get done isn't getting done because he can't until the Supreme Court overrides the lower courts. Basically, these lower court federal judges are trying to take away any power the executive branch has. That's not their job. Their job is to be a judge, a fair judge, and not to create cases against our president because they just don't like our president for who he is. And this needs to stop. The Supreme Court really needs to take control of the courts. They need to put a stop to this. They need to pass a law or pass a judgment not allowing these lower courts to continuously stop the executive branch from doing things that they're legally allowed to do. Judges aren't hired and they're not elected to be an opponent, a constant opponent to the president just because they don't like who the president is. So the Supreme Court really needs to take charge on this, and they really need to do something about it. The Supreme Court is the Supreme Court, for crying out loud. They're in charge. They're the top dogs in the federal judicial system. So it's their duty, in my opinion, to put a stop to all this ridiculousness. The president was duly elected by the citizens of our country, and these liberal judges shouldn't be able to stop what the citizens of our country want done. We elected Donald Trump to do things. We didn't elect him to get stopped by a bunch of liberal judges doing things that they should not be allowed to do to start with. Why a lower court has anything to do with federal law at the executive branch level is beyond me. They shouldn't have a single thing to do with the executive branch. They shouldn't have anything to do with the executive branch level of government. Their job is a district federal judge. Their job is to judge cases that are federal cases in the areas that they are from, not to impose their will upon Washington, D.C., or to be political and try to make it harder for a duly elected president to do his job. They need to be stopped. And our Supreme Court really needs to do something about it. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below why you disagree with me. But in my opinion, they need to be stopped, and this shouldn't be going on. If those lower court judges need something to do to occupy their time, well, then they should be prosecuting all those illegal aliens that are here committing crimes in our country and helping our president deport them out of our country. Instead of getting in the way of our president of doing his job and what the citizens of our country elected him to do. So, if you agree with me, comment below and let me know you agree with me and why you agree with me. If you disagree with me, also let me know why you disagree with me in the comments below. What these judges are doing not only undermines what the citizens of our country want our president to do, but the amount of money that is wasted with them putting these cases up and with attorneys being paid, the amount of taxpayer dollars that is being spent on all these frivolous cases of these lower courts trying to be politicians and stop what our duly elected President Donald Trump was elected to do, it's just costing the taxpayers tons of money. I don't know the exact dollar figure, but it's probably in the millions. And I'm pretty sure that we have a whole lot better things to spend our hard-earned tax dollars on than these lower court judges taking it upon themselves to rule on cases they have no business ruling on. Again, they have no business dictating to the federal government in Washington, D.C., or the executive branch what is right or what is not right for them to do. That's the job of the Supreme Court to do. But they continually do anything they can possibly do to stop Donald Trump, our president. Not because our president is wrong, not because our president is doing anything that he's not supposed to be doing, because they have Trump derangement syndrome. These people shouldn't be in power, and they shouldn't have the power and authority they have. Because time after time, again after again, all they do is abuse their power and abuse their authority and try to stop what the majority of our country wants done. So come on, Supreme Court, get on the ball, do your job. Check these lower courts. Check these lower court judges. Remind them what their place is and what they're supposed to be doing. Put a stop to it. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like it, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And until next time, I'm Eric Sturm, and this is The Drive.